up, Tzu Chi volunteers celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Tzu Chi Dominican Republic Liaison Office. 780 volunteers from 5 countries gathered to attend the Recycling Coordinator Training Seminar in Hualien, Taiwan. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. First up in Central America, to celebrate the 15th birthday of the Tzu Chi Dominican Republic Liaison Office, some 50 Tzu Chi volunteers from the United States, Honduras, and El Salvador traveled to the Dominican Republic to attend a volunteer training seminar with their counterparts. The volunteers also seized the chance to visit a local nursing home to help local volunteers better understand Tzu Chi's spirit of selfless giving. Chanting the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings, some 50 Tzu Chi volunteers from the United States, Honduras, El Salvador, and the Dominican Republic gathered together to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Tzu Chi Dominican Republic Liaison Office.
Today we have new volunteers joining Tzu Chi's volunteer training seminar.
Personally presenting Tzu Chi's volunteer uniform to 13 local volunteers is Tzu Chi New Jersey Chapter Director Ling Lu Rong from the United States, who has been assisting Dominican Republic volunteers for more than 15 years.
Since there are so many volunteers here celebrating the 15th birthday of Tzu Chi Dominican Republic Liaison Office with us, we decided to bring volunteers to a nursing home and spend some time with the senior residents. We hope to inspire other Central America volunteers to do the same thing when they go back home and spread Tzu Chi spirits far and wide.
I'm very happy to have the chance to spend some time with these senior residents and bring them joy.
The seniors were all very happy. It's great to have this opportunity to interact with them. When we held their hands, they felt our sincerity and love. I was deeply moved.
I have never been so close with seniors. This experience really touched my heart. In the future, all of us will grow old too. It is great if all of us can provide these seniors with some love and care.
Serving those in greater need with unconditional love, over the past 15 years, Tzu Chi's spirit of love has slowly taken root in the Dominican Republic.
I feel great because we are having a party today.
All of us are very happy. Please come back to see us soon.
Also celebrating the 15th anniversary of the Tzu Chi Dominican Republic Liaison Office, a free dental clinic and medical seminar were held by TIMA members on March 22nd. Thanks to doctors' efforts, many went home not only with a brighter smile, but a better understanding on how to take care of themselves. Today, volunteers at the Tzu Chi Dominican Republic Liaison Office are holding a free dental clinic for local residents and Taiwanese businessmen. Other than offering free dental services, TIMA doctors also take time to remind participants on the importance of having a balanced diet and offer tips on how to prevent high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and high cholesterol. Arriving at Tzu Chi's clinic with a bag filled with x-rays and test results, it's a woman who hasn't been able to open her mouth properly for more than 10 months. After a thorough examination, TIMA doctors found out that her problem was not dental related.
When your muscle contracts on this side, the other side will also contract. The more it contracts, the tighter your muscle becomes. That's why you can't open your mouth properly.
Unfortunately, TIMA doctors can only give her temporary relief.
Basically, everywhere on this side hurts. It is even causing pain over here. I think the problem will reappear. If you start to feel the pain again, please take a painkiller or go see a physical therapist.
As there's a huge gap between rich and poor in the Dominican Republic, many cannot afford to see a dentist. Furthermore, with lack of professional dentists, it is also hard to receive good treatment.
I have never experienced services like this. The doctors really cared about us and helped us relieve our pain.
treating patients like family despite the language barriers. Jima doctors have once again accomplished the goal of helping those in need. As part of our report celebrating the history of Tzu Chi in the Dominican Republic, we take a look back to 1998 to when Tzu Chi first walked into this country following two devastating hurricanes, with missions aimed at not only providing immediate disaster relief, but also funding for long-term social projects. Tzu Chi found roots in the country, and its missions and philosophy are embraced by the locals.
The Caribbean is famous for its turquoise waters. However, hurricanes are also a fact of life here, and in September of 1998, Hurricane George caused $1 billion in damage in the Dominican Republic. The battered country was then hit by another hurricane just 1 month later. In October of 1998, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs asked Tzu Chi and other charity organizations to help with 4 of the countries devastated by the disaster. In November of that same year, for 6 days, a group of 6 U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers traveled to the disaster areas checking on the survivors. The group also discussed future cooperations with the local Taiwanese business community.
The U.S. is quite close to the Dominican Republic.
The overseas Chinese population here is very enthusiastic.
A 2-hour drive from the country's capital lies the city of La Romana, once infamous as a garbage dump and the residence of many of the country's illegal Haitian immigrants.
Most of them depend on the garbage for the livelihood.
Among the mountains of trash, children and dogs fight over scraps of food. A muddy stream is the residents' main source of water, and these tin shacks, their home.
Both children and adults bathe in that dirty stream from which animals drink from. Further down, I saw a dead pig in the water, so besides humans, there were animals in the water too.
In December of 1998, for 5 days, Tzu Chi volunteers brought relief and love to these social outcasts. Their efforts were mirrored by the volunteers in Taiwan, who started a second-hand clothing drive for the residents affected by the disaster in 4 Caribbean countries.
不只是要劝募来了这么多的衣物啊，还要一件一件的展开。啊，有脏的啦，赶快要把它洗干净。哦，有缺啦一颗纽扣。 其余的都要把它拆掉，重新呢，用新的纽扣又补上去。
This love from Taiwan arrived in La Romana in February of 1999. The large-scale distribution mobilized the help of many local Taiwanese business members.
We are Tzu Chi volunteers from Taiwan. Maybe you are Taiwanese. In the future, we will be Dominicans.
Everything went very smoothly this time. I want to thank Tzu Chi for giving us this chance today.
The most moving thing is the spirit of Tzu Chi. Look how hot it is outside, but no one minds, as everyone here is working to be one with the local residents.
During their distribution, volunteers find that this one-room shack serves as the only source of education for the community's children. Volunteers immediately vowed to help build a school. Working in partnership with Tzu Chi was the Taiwanese business community, which helped found the Tzu Chi Dominican Liaison Office on February 26, 1999.
We have asked Sister Tsai to be the first head of this office. She has agreed to help us out in this. Thank you very much.
Since that initial distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers from the U.S. and Dominican Republic have continued to bring mid- and long-term relief to the region with such projects as the La Romana Elementary School, which was completed on February 3, 2000.
When Tzu Chi first arrived, we were orphans. If not for Tzu Chi, we would not be here. Before, the young here would commit crimes, do drugs, and drink.
Today is the third graduation ceremony of the La Romana Elementary School. The garbage has now been cleaned up and there are plans to build a residential community here. The area now has running water and electricity and already a few sturdy houses.
Look at the difference in their lives between before and now. Seeing that change is what motivates us to do more.
Turning garbage into a lotus flower, this is the power of Tzu Chi in the Dominican Republic.
In Taiwan, following the 9/11 earthquake in 1999, businesses around the island began to realize the importance of disaster prevention and response. In our next report, we see how many local companies have since set up a standard operation procedure to which regular emergency drills are carried out to ensure the safety of their staff and business when disasters strike.
In February 2014, heavy snow struck Japan's Tokyo, paralyzing local traffic and people's lives.
When a disaster strikes, restaurants and convenience stores will provide local residents with basic necessities, such as water and food. They will use their logistic capabilities to offer members of the public help.
The Japanese have already made disaster response part of their daily lives, while in Taiwan, not until the 9/11 earthquake did businesses here start paying attention to disaster prevention. Under the government's supervision, many businesses have set up evacuation and fire equipment in their buildings. However, more work needs to be done.
Any natural disaster can interrupt the operation of a business and even damage the business's competitiveness and productivity.
Currently, Taiwanese businesses are working to create an SOP for disaster reduction. The chairman of one tire company shows us how he trains his workers in natural disaster prevention and response.
We need to make sure that our supply chain keeps rolling so we can continue to deliver goods to our clients. To stay competitive in the market, we need to stick to our business continuity plan, or BCP.
The business continuity plan is a three-step plan to protect, sustain, and help a business recover from natural disasters and minimize the damage incurred. Chairman Lin Jinghui adopted this plan to secure his business sustainability. Here at the boiler room of the tire factory, an employee shows us their response procedure when a disaster happens.
First, we turn off the oil pipe and then the fire over there. Most important is to separate the flame and oil. Lastly, we will turn off the vapor pipe here.
Through regular drills and exercises, Lin's workers can not only protect themselves from harm, but also prevent disasters from expanding. To ensure its passenger safety, Taiwan High-Speed Rail staff members regularly carried out emergency drills in the simulation of different disasters.
When a disaster hits, first we report to the Operations Center on the status of the trains and the damage of the train structure and wire systems.
Through regular drills, the staff will be able to evacuate passengers in the shortest time possible. In terms of disaster recovery, the staff will first check the security of the infrastructure before resuming operations.
As businesses start promoting the concept of disaster prevention, their employees will also practice those ideas in their daily lives.
From businesses to individuals, members of the public in Taiwan are learning to come together to enhance the island's disaster adaptability as well as its capability to withstand the effects of climate change.
Last Friday in Hualien, Taiwan, a two-day recycling coordinator training seminar was held in which over 780 volunteers from 5 countries participated. Many participants overcame obstacles to attend the event, and the Tzu Chi volunteers who helped to ensure the event ran smoothly went away filled with wisdom and dharma at the conclusion of the seminar. Dormitory team, kitchen team, housekeeping team said they needed 10 people. Have they arrived?
Busier than a bee, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Cui-Jun has one goal, and that is to provide a solid base of support for the International Recycling Coordinator Training Seminar.
The coordinating team helps with communication between the different teams, so during downtime, if there are any problems, we will be there to help. My job is to support and ease hearts. This way, our event can run smoothly.
In order to provide the over 780 environmental protection volunteers with Tzu Chi's humanitarian service, Central District Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized 300 people to help. Although many that attended the seminar were senior volunteers, all were eager to learn.
Some brothers and sisters didn't want to take too many days off from work, so they took a plane to arrive in Taiwan in the morning of the start of the seminar. And once it's over, they will fly home the same day.
Also participating in the global initiative to watch Master Zheng Yan's Wisdom at Dawn broadcast, the seminar emphasized the spiritual needs of volunteers and hoped to purify hearts.
Seeing how the Master and Dharma Masters actualize environmental concepts in their everyday life inspired me to include these practices in my own life instead of just talking about recycling.
In practicing recycling, we are not just sorting recyclables into categories, but also returning to our original nature as well.
In the 20 years that Tzu Chi has begun promoting environmental protection, its goal has not deviated, leaving the planet clean for our next generation. One determined participant of the seminar vows to continue practicing recycling despite being scheduled for chemotherapy to treat her recurring cancer.
I made a vow to Master Zheng Yan to continue doing recycling, so I will continue.
Another who was plagued by sickness is Xu Mingyu, who suffered a stroke last year. She had thought of leaving Tzu Chi, but it was her husband, also a Tzu Chi volunteer, that helped her see the error of her ways.
We are a husband and wife team on this Bodhisattva path. I didn't want her to leave. She was the one who encouraged me to do Tzu Chi.
Putting their heart into protecting the environment, these recycling volunteers do their part in keeping our planet clean.
In Taiwan and China, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to promote environmentalism to the general public in hopes of raising awareness and calling on more people to join their recycling efforts. In Taiwan, volunteers in Taipei's Guandu have been sorting recyclables at their nighttime recycling point for 15 years, and volunteers in Beijing, China spoke about air pollution to children attending their parent and child class this month, while volunteers in Tianjin joined community members at their recycling event.
Coming here today, we hope to set an example for others to follow. Secondly, we hope that when we go back home, we will carry on this recycling work and reduce litter within our own families.
Here in China's Tianjin, Tzu Chi volunteers who were invited to take part at the community recycling event in Ji County are working with local residents to remove advertisements pasted on the walls.
In just a few moments, our surrounding environment is cleaned and spotless. Of course, we are feeling wonderful.
Thank you for doing a wonderful job. You're also passionate in what you do, and it's great that you work so hard.
Divided into groups, volunteers and residents clean walls and also sweep the ground to return the community to its original beauty.
This is my first time participating in such an event. I am really happy to see how everyone contributes themselves to beautifying our environment. In the future, I will continue to take part, and I hope we can make our home a better place to be.
Meanwhile, as Beijing continues to be troubled by smog, Tzu Chi volunteers seize the opportunity to speak of air pollution at their parent and child recycling seminar this month in hopes of teaching everyone ways to safeguard the planet.
We should reduce our garbage, reduce our use of paper or electronic items.
Volunteers hope to inspire the goodness in these children's hearts through interactive games.
I think it is great that children have an idea of recycling and helping others at an early age. Besides studying hard at school, children get to learn how to give, and it is a good starting point to inspire the compassion in their hearts.
Through these events, community residents, students and parents all realize that making a difference requires the effort of every individual. Come nighttime at Guandu of Taipei, recycling trucks arrive one by one at the community's recycling points.
Some of these volunteers work during the day, so they are only free at night. Some residential buildings will collect these recyclables, and we just have to pick them up.
Many nearby residents also bring recyclables from home to donate. The nighttime recycling point is situated on Zixing Road and has been running for more than 15 years. One of the pioneer volunteers in setting up the recycling point is Li Bilong.
When we first started, we went to Guandu Temple with large plastic bags to pick up bottles and cans. Within an hour, we managed to fill 2 big bags with recyclables.
At that time, I didn't want to see her working till so late, so I thought I would join and lend a helping hand, and I haven't been able to stop since then.
Apart from her husband, a few neighbors were also inspired to join the recycling efforts.
We are all friends too. Seeing her working so hard, I felt embarrassed not doing anything to help.
During recycling here, everyone is just like family. Listening to the master's teachings regarding environmentalism has been great as well.
The recycling point was provided by kind-hearted residents, and it is here volunteers work nearly 365 days a year to contribute their share in keeping the planet clean.
We go to the United States at the end of the show. Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Shaos gather in Northern California and Los Angeles to come up with delicious cuisines such as Vietnamese spring rolls and Mexican burritos by using Tzu Chi's instant rice. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.